This is an original size Toblerone bar, and that is a 10-pound, 24,000 calorie version, which we are going to be attempting to eat in its entirety. Yeah, now I'm not going to pretend like I'm not a little nervous right now, because holding this thing is tremendously intimidating. We got to get it unwrapped to get a real look at this thing. All right. This packaging is so cool too. I don't even want to ruin it. I know. All right, well, let's try to preserve it to some degree. Oh, okay. We got a little tear in the top of the foil. Oh, cool. That's memorabilia right there. Yes. Oh yeah, it's already kind of broken. Oh, holy cow. Whoa, that thing is huge. So it's already kind of broken into some pieces for us. I can already tell you that this thing is going to be difficult to eat with all of that almond and all the honey. All right. Let's get the official look of the bar. How many peaks are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12. So we both get 6 peaks. But, so we did the entire 5-pound Hershey's bar each. I don't remember when that was, in winter? I think it was February, yeah. That bar tasted nothing like an original Hershey's bar. So we actually are going to eat these original size Toblerone bars and see if it tastes the same or not. Yeah, see if they're a little bit different. The quality of that massive Hershey's bar was just, it felt so much better and tasted so much less waxy than just like a traditional Hershey's bar. But luckily, we're easy to please. And we like pretty much all of it. All right, take a look at this thing. This is just the regular size. I don't know if that's in focus. Also, look at how sick this is. When we ordered it, you can get a custom text on it, and Takedown twins fit onto it, so we get custom branding for this video. That thing is so awesome. Okay, I do want to see, we want to see these peaks next to each other, but we'll try this first. The almond nougat is probably going to be the thing. It poses its own difficulty. It is so tasty, but it is going to be problematic. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be much more difficult to eat than the Hershey's bar was. All right, are we gonna have to eat this thing in section? I think so. Maybe we need the cutting board. Oh my God. Good thing we brought this. Yes, this thing is so heavy. Look what it looks like holding it in your hands. That shot's gonna be awesome. I hope it translates. You never know if things are gonna translate as extreme as they feel in here. This is crazy. Are you cutting them all right now? No, I'll just cut these. So I have 2 pieces. All right, size comparison. Here's the peak of the big one. There's the peak of the little one. It's the side view. Oh, I think that's like so crazy. Oh, the thickness difference too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wonder how long this is going to take us to do. I think the Hershey's bar took us a little over an hour. Like I said, it's the texture you're actually getting in this one that might pose more difficulty than the Hershey's bar. Mm-hmm. So if we are able to do this, that will be about the same weight as the Hershey's bars that we did. Mm-hmm. A little bit more. So this has been completed by a number of people. Not completed, attempted by a number of people. But the furthest anyone's gotten was Joel Hansen, right? Yeah. I'm not sure how far Beard got into it, but I think Joel made it, I think he got through half, but still, because we're eating these original ones, I still think that if we finish this, we will have eaten the most Toblerone of anyone ever. That's the goal. And it'll be the first time it's ever been seen being completed in one sitting by anyone. That is the goal. Between the 2 of us, make sure this is the first time on video the bar went from complete to eliminated. I know, because there's just something about, even if you finish half of it, seeing so much left over at the end is I don't know. Heartbreaking. Especially with such a cool product. Alright. I'm gonna wait for you though, because we gotta take the first bite together. I feel like that was the warm-up. Now we're gearing up for the real deal. Taking on the ends first? What's up? You're taking on the ends first? Yeah. Alright. Cheers. It tastes identical. Mm-hmm. Interior shot. A lot of people commented on the Hershey's video saying, "Oh my god, Hershey's chocolate tastes so gross. How did you eat each 5 pounds of it?" And there was no way of conveying to everyone the fact that it was an entirely different chocolate altogether. Mm-hmm. Like, that is not an original Hershey's bar. It tasted so high quality. It was so much smoother. You could really taste the ingredients, like the cocoa butter and stuff. Great. It was delicious though. Mm-hmm. It's really good. We're gonna be talking with our mouths full this entire video because we have to keep eating. Mm-hmm. But it also doesn't go down or break down particularly smoothly. Mm-hmm. This big one, I think it's from Switzerland too. Like the packaging on the back, is all completely different than the ones in the States. But yes, we are going to eat this thing in its entirety, in its solidified form. Because we did have some people being like, you should have melted it. You should have, like, I don't know, heated it up and like put it and made it into a drink and stuff. And we're like, isn't that kind of like cheating? You know, it's like you gotta eat it. That's like the hard part of the hard part is actually breaking it down. Not just like swallowing all the sugar. Yeah. This is part of the challenge. Especially with this one. Wow. I'll show you one more time just so you can see the texture. How many servings is this? Beats me. A lot though. Because how many servings is just like the regular tiny guy? 3 servings? We will have people inevitably say, why aren't you drinking milk or anything with these challenges? Because like they say, like they'll see us drinking water and they'll be like, why in the world are you drinking water? Wouldn't milk taste so much better? It may taste so much better. But personally, I don't like milk. I never have really liked drinking milk. But even with something like this, water is just so much more refreshing, getting it down. Like when you're eating like a ton of sugar and a ton of food in general, water is just the best beverage. Nobody would be recommending milk. No. Somebody would. But it's black coffee. We will hear the most. Oh yeah, where's the black coffee? We don't want it. Just simple as that. Yeah, we've tried it before, and I just find it to be off-putting. I feel like I know like the bitterness kind of helps, and then like the heat might help break down the chocolate in two. But overall, do not enjoy it. You can be me the entire video, pausing to say something. But we do have some sides and some things to help us get through the bar if we need it. Or just if we want it. Oh yeah, well, when we need it. Some people will want to hang out with us throughout this entire experience, while a lot of other people are just going to go to the end. Did they complete it? Did they do it? That's all they care about. So we got to think of something to have you guys comment if you plan on hanging around with us the entire video. What do you think? I came up with the last one. I'll give this one to you. Don't put me on the spot like that. Comment fun. F-U-N. Because you're in for a fun time. Hopefully.
I'm happy we didn't bring like crunchy size to like give it texture. Because then this thing is loaded.
There is plenty of texture happening inside this. But I just realized, in the grilled cheese mukbang we just put out, or put out pretty recently, we talked so much in that video. I remember watching back thinking, I don't even know how we talked that much in that video. And remembering what the Hershey's bar video was like, where it was kind of more like broken up conversation, I'm remembering now. Eating chocolate. It's not an easy item to chit-chat over.
No. That's like a misunderstood thing too, like when doing big chocolate or candy challenges, it's a game of patience. You know, because like even the best eaters in the world, like Stoney, it took him like a half hour to eat the like 3 pounds of that Mr. Beast chocolate bar that he made. Because you can't speed eat chocolate. It just doesn't work like that. You have to break it down. And so it's almost like who has the most patience to be able to get through this much like chocolate. But the longer you go and the deeper you get into the chocolate, the more the sugar hits. So it's kind of like, one, can you have the patience to make your way through the whole experience? But two, do you have what it takes to get over that wall when the sugar hits? And I'm wondering if we still have what it takes. We're gonna find out. We haven't done like a legit, like massive food challenge like this in a while. So we're not really conditioned for this right now, which is one of the reasons why I'm nervous.
Like we just did a Lindt chocolate taste test video with 75 Lindt chocolate products. That was pretty intense. But that wasn't even half of the amount of chocolate this was. So that was like a good kind of like acclimation. But at the same time, we haven't been doing full like crazy 15,000 calorie pure sugar videos.
No. That one, the thing about it was intimidating just because of the number of varieties we had to make our way through and comment on. This is all just one thing.
I'm realizing though, I'm gonna have to like talk in waves.
This is the reality though of what food challenges are usually like in person though. Because everyone does so much editing to the videos, which makes them exciting and fun to watch, people don't realize that they're such boring and really such boring and drawn out and very dull experiences when they're not edited. Definitely not as exciting as you'd like to think.
But it is different with doing some of the videos like we've been doing recently, like the this or that video, the Lindt truffle video. There's a lot more going on. Well, you really are answering questions throughout the entire video, like finding out which of these do I prefer. What are my thoughts on 75 different Lindt products? There's so much actually happening in that moment that it feels very stimulating. When you do a video like this, is when it's like, okay, this is gonna be pretty slow, pretty mellow situation, working our way through it.
I'm already overwhelmed right now. Knowing that I'm on peak too.
So thinking about it too much.
I can't. Just one peak at a time. That kind of brings me back to when we were consistently doing food challenges though, like mega sized food challenges. The fact that you really do kind of have to like brace yourself and tell yourself like, okay, just focus on on putting one foot in front of the other. It's just focus on taking the next step rather than the whole thing as a whole. Because that's when it gets really intimidating, is looking at the thing as a big picture. Rather than just like, I don't know, just get through this little bit, this little piece, you know?
Small goals.
Exactly.
I'm curious as to where the average person would get into something like this. That would be a lot of fun to see, or to know. How far into one peak would most of you guys get? If you have an idea or you think you know how far you get, let us know. But it's a different experience when you actually start diving in, because even before we did any of the food challenges we did before, like before we ever filmed our first video, it was, I could do that. Mm-hmm. You watch some other competitive eaters or YouTube eaters do something crazy and you think, I can eat a lot.
Yeah, I can
because
do that.
We've always been able to eat a lot. But then you get in, you put yourself into the situation and you don't perform as good as you think you're going to, because that was us. Oh, I can do a 10,000 calorie challenge. 7,000 calories in, dead. Oh man, I thought this was gonna be easy.
I think I watched a YouTube video about that once, where it was like, it was someone that worked at the restaurant was like, oh, I could do it or whatever, when there was like competitive eaters that were coming to do the challenge. I don't quite remember the video, it was a very long time ago. But then basically, he did the challenge and the competitive eaters did the challenge. And like, he finished like he didn't finish. He like started and like very quickly realized, impossible. I can't make it through any of it. And like just failed miserably while the competitive eaters just cruised through the whole thing. And it's like, that is the reality. Like you can talk a big game on the other side of the internet, or like just like by just like watching something, think, oh yeah, I can do it. And then you try it, and you find out you're never as good as you think you are, or you're going to be. You know. And we say it from experience. Oh, I can do that. And then it took a long time of practicing till we actually would have been capable of doing the thing that we said we could have done. Mm-hmm. Let's get some peaks up in front. It might look cooler. I don't know. Maybe not. It's fun seeing them. Mm-hmm. They've got character. It's like when we ate the 5-pound Hershey bar and just doing it like an entire bar. It was almost comical, you know?
This is a fun experience though, because a 5-pound Hershey's bar, it does look like any like other massive block of chocolate. Mm-hmm. So like you could go to, I think Market Basket sells like an 11-pound like massive block of chocolate. This, I'll never see this again in real life. Mm-mm.
I don't think I'm ever gonna want to again. Mm-mm. Everyone who loves candy and chocolate videos that we do, you better soak this in, because I'm probably not gonna want to eat chocolate for a while. This is more uncomfortable to tackle than the Hershey's bar was.
The Hershey's bar was hard. We're going to be comparing this entire experience to that one. But this is like a slab, you know, like a mound of chocolate in my hands.
I feel like I'm eating something that you'd like find in nature though. Like actually holding it and looking at it, it looks like I'm hiking and I just like stepped on this, you know?
Yeah, how it looks right now.
It looks like a boulder, you know?
You know what? Now would be a good time to shout out the account Okay.
Oh yeah.
We said something in the grilled cheese mukbang about we wish that we could know exactly how many containers of cream cheese we've eaten in our lives, because we've eaten a lot of it at this point. We'll never know the official number of how much we've eaten overall, but they went through our entire channel and found every container of cream cheese that we had ever consumed. I believe it ended up being 100 containers total between the two of us. So I guess yeah. One, that's absolutely insane. Two, thank you for doing that and going through and letting us know, because now, despite the fact that much more cream cheese has been consumed overall, we can kind of move forward with a little bit of a tally of where we're at.
Yeah.
That was just crazy that somebody did that, so thank you again.
Yeah, if we just keep track moving forward, then at least we have like an accurate number. That comment was crazy. It just never ended. It did prove to me though that we've eaten far too much cream cheese on this channel. I love cream cheese. This is messier as well. Mm-hmm. That is nice chocolate though. Like, obviously I'm gonna be over it real soon, but that's nice. I think I'm gonna make it through this peak, and then maybe start adding some stuff just for fun. Okay. Maybe give you guys something to see, give us something to do. It's like I should put it off until I absolutely need it, but I don't know. Let's have fun. I guess if you want, we could make it through halfway through the bar before we do that. These bits of nougat. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for us. Leaving videos like this, like more in real time, just for the most part, because one, you know, it shows that what you did was undeniably true, but it also puts us in the position where we have to be more positive than we may otherwise be or may otherwise feel, because we're hanging out with you guys while we do this whole thing. So obviously we want it to be a pretty good experience, and if we just complain our way through the entire thing, like some people would do, that would not be fun for anybody. So it kind of is a positive in that light. It makes this better for us and for them. And while this is going to be tremendously difficult, we will enjoy it for much longer than just about anyone else on the internet would enjoy it. We oftentimes hear from people being like, I love how positive you guys are, or that you're always like, you know, trying to say something nice about the food or whatever, and we're just like, I don't really necessarily look at it like positivity, more so than I look at it as in like, I love food so much that I'm just going to enjoy this for a tremendously long time, whereas everyone else just gets like over it so much faster than I would, you know? Yeah. But that's been our curiosity for a while, is why some people do food challenges or even cheat day videos when they don't enjoy themselves. But they don't like, it seems like they don't like food. Yeah, exactly. So obviously a challenge, like a true challenge, you're not going to enjoy yourself for the most part. But if you consistently choose to do challenges and you're always miserable, I don't really get why. What's the point? But especially cheat day videos. You get a lot of like fitness accounts that do cheat day videos, and they complain the entire time. And it makes sickly. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, why have a cheat day if it's not fun? Yeah. Just eat your normal diet. You don't need to cheat on it. Exactly. You'll have an easier time just staying on your diet if you like it a lot more than the cheat day, you know? Yeah. Hopefully they like it more than the cheat day, or they're just miserable all the time. Oh, I'm 2 pancakes in. I feel awful. Just don't eat pancakes. Go back to salad. That to say, we will enjoy ourselves for longer than we should. We definitely will. But we better enjoy ourselves as long as we can today, because come tomorrow, when the repercussions hit, it's going to be a whole different story. Try not to think about it. Yeah. We haven't had to really kind of approach like a real food challenge recovery in a little while, because we haven't been doing them so much lately. But man, the 5-pound Hershey's bar, that was not a fun one. If you want to hear more about why we can't work massive food challenges into our schedule the same way that we used to, you can go watch that grilled cheese mukbang, and we kind of go into that a little bit more. But yeah, recovering from something like this is not fun, especially when you're people like us who keep it all down. We don't have the ability for it to go a different way either. We have stomachs of steel, and that's just something that isn't even in the equation for us. But when you do this and it stays in you, and it's got to move through you, it's intense. Yeah. Because we do get that question asked. We used to get that question asked to us a lot. As if we used to, like, I'm just going to say it as is. People would ask if we threw it up, because apparently some competitors do that. We don't have that type of reflex with our stomachs. It's like once the food's down, it's not going anywhere. But about that 5-pound Hershey's bar, we hung out with that thing. Like, we went into that video saying, everyone else that's attempted it has failed it. I know that I can do it. And we did. Very proud of it. But because of that, we kind of just like laid back, kept it super simple, super mellow, and we just kind of hung out, casually finished it, and we were like, we owned it. Feeling good. I knew I could do it. I did it. I won. The next day, it won. That bar won. It won in the end. It took its toll. Headaches for days. Yeah. Worst headache I've ever experienced in my entire life. Living 24 hours with just like a knife stuck in my temple. Let me pass the knife. Thank you. But I guess it would also be a good time to mention, but we didn't get diabetes after that video. Yeah. We returned to our extremely healthy diet, exercised. No diabetes was contracted in the hour and a half of that experience.
Exactly. So I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of people saying the same thing on this. And yes, it is not healthy to do something like this. But will we get diabetes from this experience? You can't get that in 1 hour. There's plenty more resources online for you to go educate yourself after this video if you really want to. But you also just like, it's impossible to understand how this works and how it feels until you've figured out how to do it for yourself. You know? Like, no, like people used to ask us a lot of questions on like, I don't know, just the ins and outs of like doing something like this, and like, you know, approaching your diet after, and how to grow your stomach capacity and all that stuff. And we're just like, we just kept doing it. We just figured it out for ourselves. Like, we figured out what approach to take to our diets. We know everyone has a different approach too, which is why you have to just experiment, which I don't encourage anyone to experiment with this, but with anything in life, it's like, you gotta just experiment with things and find what works for you personally, because everyone's approach is going to be and should be different. So there's a lot of competitive eaters that like will like fast before their challenges or whatever, or have different like pre-challenge rituals that they kind of like approach things with. And then other people's have it entirely different. For us, it was never like that. We ate completely normal the day before we did any challenges. And it was the day after where we'd start recovering. We'd start like you don't have much of an appetite, so pull back the reins after was how we found things worked best for us. But it's just like, that's kind of how it is with everything. It's like, you just kind of have to experiment. Like, we can't tell you exactly how to approach your diet, what to eat on the day to day. Because in the end, you're going to feel entirely different than us. We had people like on the videos of us where we like broke 10 years of vegetarianism to eat like a couple of and ate a couple of like chicken sandwiches or burgers or whatever, and people being like, oh, thank God, because you know, it's like, I tried being vegan for like one time in my life and I had no energy, and I felt awful. And I'm like, well, that was you, because I was vegan for like 5 years and I felt great. I was like, yeah, I felt awesome all the time. Was vegetarian for a while, felt fine, you know? Yeah. Everybody functions best differently. It's different for everyone. No matter what the venture is, your approach is probably going to be very, very different from somebody else's, but especially for something like this, where we don't encourage anyone to try it. But even if you are one of the few that thinks, oh, I think I have a really, like, I think I'm a very capable eater and I want to get better and everything, it's so important that you figure out your own method, because I can't be responsible for your decisions, for how you move forward and what you experiment with and how you choose to try and go about it, you know? Like, I'm just an idiot on the internet, willing to try and eat half of the largest Toblerone bar that you can ever find. Speaking of which, I really need to get back to. Yeah. I know, I just realized, I'm like, we're going to draw this out way too much. We're going to have to shut up and eat. We want to make it as interesting as possible, but I think we have to accept the fact that this is a challenge. I know, I just realized, I was like, oh, we're taking too long. But at the same time, it's difficult because when you start eating it and you realize, well, I can't do it fast. You figure, why try to do it fast?
We should have brought our food scale in and weighed each peak. That would have been a good idea. Then we could have kept track on exactly how deep we were in. But I guess when we finished half, we'll know about where we're at. Because there's no leaving the room now. We've been told that before, like, no, you should stop halfway through and like heat up the food. And I'm like, if you like when we were doing food challenges, at least, it's like, well, if I do that, there come all the accusations about what happened in between me leaving the room and coming back. Most. I think people that watch massive food videos like this kind of start getting used to the scale of food that's in the videos, to where it doesn't seem as crazy to you guys as it may have when you first clicked on a food video, you know? So a lot of people that watch us will even say like, oh, that doesn't seem like a lot of food for you guys. And we're like, oh man, come into the room or stop watching food videos for a while, and then you start to remember, oh man, that's a lot of food. But that 5-pound Hershey's bar was one of those videos where I think it started to translate to people about like what you're capable of again. Because even our mom doesn't quite get how crazy some of the things that we've done have been. And then we released us both eating, we had 2 5-pound Hershey's bars in that video. And we released that video, and she saw it, and it was like, we left it in real time, and she's like, I could not believe what I saw. Yeah. You know? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That's often the times how it is with most things. Like when we ate every cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, when we ate every cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, it's like, and we've told that story, or people have watched that or whatever, and thinks, oh yeah, that's crazy, that's nuts. And then you go out to the Cheesecake Factory with one of them, and they make it halfway through one slice of cheesecake, and they're like, oh, I can't eat anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I ate 16 of those by myself in one sitting. Yeah, on our birthday, our family went out, and then we ended up getting dessert at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't think one person finished their slice of cheesecake. That's when we're able to say, I think now you might understand the fact that we were each able to eat 16 of them. So some things kind of help people kind of reprocess or recalculate. What's the word? Recalibrate someone's mind to being able to understand, oh, what you do or what you're capable of is actually ridiculous. Back to the bar. Yeah. Sorry. That nougat is just getting harder and harder to eat. I feel like I'm enjoying it more than you. No, I love it. It's just hard to eat. The nougat's nice. I like it. I like this a lot more than the straight Hershey bar. Not a lot more. I'm undecided. I just have fond memories of that video. I feel like I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm more speaking about the nougat and the texture within the bar. I wonder if we're going to hit the pain cave at any point in this thing. In real time. I'm feeling less. We didn't need to bring black coffee, but maybe hot water would have helped clear out the mouth a little bit. But I am not feeling as practiced as I was when we entered that 5-pound Hershey's bar. So this is not going to be as pretty as that one. No, I'm losing my confidence with every bite. I would anticipate a lot more of a struggle. And we will start talking less. One, because of the struggle, but two, because I'm already realizing we entered this way too relaxed. When we say this bar is scaled up, that includes the nougat. It is so drastically scaled up. Oh man. I gotta catch up now. They're halfway. Nice. Nice. I'm gonna have to leave any amount of talking to you until I catch up. Don't give me that. I don't need that responsibility. You alright? I'm already getting burpy. That is one of the other reasons why people speed through their videos. It's not only to make it more entertaining, fast-paced, feel exciting despite not being exciting, but it's also because there are usually some weird sounds happening in a room. Especially like a long time ago, a lot of people wanted us to start doing more like ASMR videos and stuff, which we will not be doing on this channel after the last one that we did. But we used to get a lot more recommendations for stuff like that, especially when doing massive food challenges. And it was difficult for us to be able to like explain in a comment reply the fact that like when you're watching an ASMR, someone's eating like a fifth of what we're eating in a food challenge. You know, if you're watching like a very indulgent one or something where someone seems to be eating a lot of food. When it comes to a lot of ASMR videos and a lot of mukbangs, it looks a lot more grand than it really is. But let's say someone in one of those videos is eating 2,000 calories, maybe 3,000 or whatever. Like most people not realizing the fact that's like, well, we're eating like 12, 13, 14, you know, like the body does not respond the same way as it does just eating a regular sized meal or just like a seemingly large meal. When you're eating an extremely excessive amount of food, there's some weird sounds happening. There's weird stuff going on. A lot of channels like that, like they may be eating their entire day's calories in one sitting. So that seems a lot to the average person who splits it up between 4 meals or something. We, in a lot of those past videos, were eating 6 days of food in one sitting. Very different. Oh. Like I've said, the act of eating this thing is so odd. I kept this on the table for the Toblerone branding. I don't know why. Not like it's a sponsored video. But it just keeps feeling in the way. Okay. I'm gonna have an entire peak by the time we're done. I'll slow down. I know I will. Alright. We're gonna have to give him another food close-up soon. I'm gonna start adding some stuff to this. Side of choice or spread of choice today. I brought vanilla almond butter because I figured because there's almond in the Toblerone, I figured almond butter would probably pair nicely, and so I brought Justin's vanilla almond butter because that's like my favorite almond butter. And I figured the vanilla and the almond would taste nice. Nate saying I brought almond butter means we brought almond butter. Hey, I actually told you, like, oh yeah, no, bring something else if you don't want almond butter, but he agreed that the decision to bring almond butter was a good idea. So almond butter it is. Pairing the almond with the almond sounded like the right move, and in the 5-pound Hershey bar, we had peanut butter. Had to switch up the butter. It's good.
White chocolate, wonderful peanut butter.
is one of my favorites. We were talking all about how we will enjoy this bar so much longer than the majority of people would. We're halfway through, and I'm starting to not enjoy this bar as much as I thought I would. How did we do that other one? Feeling so good. Pride. And again, that was coming out of a period where we were doing a lot of food challenges and all sweet. So we were like, if we're ever going to get this thing down, we are the most conditioned for it right now. Mm-hmm. And I remember us having that conversation. Now is not the time for us to be doing this. It's like running a marathon without having run in a while. I think we did bring hot water to the Hershey's one too that I ended up using. You didn't use it though. It would have been a great move for this one with all the nougat. Mm-hmm. That's starting to build up on the teeth. I kind of like that we're doing this with less confidence though. I know. I've got 2 entire things left. I'm a little nervous. Because if we complete it in this state, that's like more to be proud of. That's very true. We haven't done a whole lot of like single item food challenges, like real single item stuff. Yeah. But every time we have, we always kind of laugh to ourselves about how much people complain about flavor fatigue. So many eaters just like, oh, flavor fatigue this, flavor fatigue that. And I'm like, you're like 2,000 calories into this. Why, or before you even take a bite, you're like, flavor fatigue is going to be a big one with this one. And I was like, just get going. Like, yes, flavor fatigue. Yeah. Isn't that part of the gig? Part of what you're signing up for. It's like, yeah, you'd think you'd get used to it. I don't know why I'm going off about this now, but it's like being a truck driver and being like, oh, gotta shift the car. Oh, shifting's gonna be a big part of this drive today. Yeah, it's part of your job. I've now made it so I'm not allowed to complain about flavor fatigue for the rest of this video. I'm gonna start complaining about flavor fatigue, but I get to. You didn't say anything. It was on me. Although I think because that's kind of how we viewed things, I just kind of like let go of that a little bit. And we did the Snickers video, the Snickers overload. Like, we weren't even considering flavor fatigue at that point. And then like 3/4 of the way through that video, we were like, it's brutal, it's hard. It does make it more difficult. But I do think that I'm actually experiencing some level of flavor fatigue. We almost never do, but this one has having its way of just kind of annihilating my palate at this point. Yeah. All right. I have to remember too, we ate a regular one before we started. All right, that's a knife. I'm gonna at least cut mine into my final 2 pieces, so I know, so I can really visualize while I do this whole thing. Let me cut yours? Sure. Thank you. Ooh. I might need some crackers. I was gonna grab them when I finish this chunk. Thank you. Thank you. I'm finally packed up, but I think that's just making me anxious. Once you fall behind with candy, you can't. Yeah. It's just too hard. Those are gonna be a lifesaver. Ritz crackers. I feel like I'm drinking more than I did in the Hershey's video too. Oh, definitely drink a lot more. Yeah, but everyone's gonna be happy that you're a little bit behind because you saved the entertainment value of the video. I don't think anybody watching this video right now is thinking, Pete really entertained Pete really entertained me today. That Nate guy, oh man, he didn't really do much. Pete, he saved this video. That rant about flavor fatigue is gonna get me through my week. That's the highlight of my week, was watching Pete talk about people and complaining about flavor fatigue. All that to say, you'll be far less embarrassed watching back on this footage. The more you talk, the more room you leave to just think, I'm an idiot. That's true. Wow. What is this board at this point? It's Pete's plate, the cutting station, Ritz cracker station. I don't know how they still have the funds to offer that bar. Besides being us, Beard, Joel Hansen, and maybe 10 other people that I could think of that would have the right or the reason to buy that bar. Who is buying it? Who is buying that? Like, imagine before we started doing food challenges, if someone said, hey, I bought you a gift. It's a $100, 10-pound Toblerone bar. Why? I would think, what on earth am I going to do with that? I would be at a complete loss as to what to do with it. I mean, some people probably like freeze it. Most people probably like split it between their family. But I'm like, I would have to host a party of everyone I've ever met in my life. Yeah, I was gonna say not people that I know now, because that still wouldn't be enough. I'd have to send them all home with like a peak. That's more just a sad reality of my life than it is speaking to the magnitude of the bar. I'm no different. You know what to say? The older you get, the more your circle shrinks. Mm-hmm. We're 30 now. The circle has shrunk. I don't think it's going to shrink any further than it has. I don't think it can. Once Nate stops appearing in videos, you'll know my circle has then shrunk just shrunk the last bit it could. Woo! All right, it has hit. All right, guys, start the clock. The challenge has just begun. I don't even have it in me to hold it anymore. I should have been like holding it tightly the whole time to like kind of soften the chocolate. And that's how it was when I got to the bottom of the Hershey's bar, where I'd been holding it the entire video. It was nice and soft, I remember. It's funny that I chose this video to kind of poke fun at some other YouTube eaters, because this is the video that I feel like most YouTube eaters, like food challenge eaters, appreciate the most and will like tune into the most, because even like having a high sugar tolerance and ability to do something like this is typically when we hear from some of the people that do food challenges as well. Yeah. Those are typically the videos that we start hearing from people that we haven't heard from in a while, like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys did that, nice stunt, nice job, because they know how brutal it can be. So it's funny that this was the video I chose to say something in. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. Ooh. You guys are all going to get drama Nate pretty soon. I have a tendency to get a little bit more dramatic than Pete, and I feel like this is going to be the video where it happens. I think that happened in like our first in one of our earlier like twin eat-off videos where like we like competed to see who could eat more. I think I got extremely dramatic in one of those. But you always won them. Nate doesn't like when I talk about, you win everything. He tends to win things. But that is a funny thing. This is so hard to break down. If you know us or knew us all growing up, most people would translate my persona or my personality as being more competitive. Absolutely. Nate is way more competitive than me. I'll admit to that. I definitely became that within, like, as I aged though. I just became more and more of a competitive person. Yeah. We could have made this into another mukbang with the munchies length video. Or the world's longest mukbang challenge, which was what most people would know it by. Now's the point in the video where I have nothing else to say. And I have nothing else to do, so I'm just going to start looking at things around me. My jaw. Yeah. I'm also becoming more and more disoriented from the sugar. And so that's the more and more I just want to disconnect from reality or feel disconnected from reality. And so this is just going to become more and more boring or it's going to become more and more comical. It's been like, look how miserable they're getting.
Well, in terms of feeling disoriented, say hello to the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
That's not going anywhere. That's starting now and ending when I go to bed 3 nights from now.
Yeah. In which we go through like the complete detox. And then I feel like even worse.
Those Ritz crackers
Oh yeah.
are a dream. So dinner last night. We didn't really have anything in the house. We were both hungry, obviously. We were gonna eat dinner. And one of the only things we had was popcorn kernels to make air popped popcorn because that's something that we really enjoy. I'm feeling the effects of just how much chewing it took to get through like bowls of air popped popcorn. To where my jaw was already kind of fatigued. Not fatigued, but you know, it had done some work last night. And it's feeling it right now.
This is real hard. Well, I feel like I'm becoming like Beard. Oh.
That's all I remember from the 5-pound Hershey's bar, his 5-pound Hershey's bar video. Oh. I feel like I'm fighting this peak the way I anticipated fighting the last one.
The viewers are real time watching us get in over our heads.
Sometimes you get in over your head.
The editing usually masks that part, where like you get to see it a little bit, because when we take a break from the eating to do the talking, we kind of can express the fact, or you can see the fact that we're in over a little bit over our heads. But usually the feeling in the moment is much more amplified than what we see in the final piece of footage. This is real time, like finding out we may have bitten off a little bit more than we could chew.
I could end up just like we were in the end of our Cheesecake Factory video, where it's 1 bite, 3-minute rest, 1 bite, rest. That could be the end of that peak.
Yeah.
If I get there. It's a gamble right now. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm assuming you felt how I'm feeling right now, which is this one's never gonna end.
If I can encourage you in any way, is that once you start this, you start feeling a little bit relieved. You're like, oh, thank God. Again, I think our minds aren't as conditioned for the fight as they used to be. But it is one of those things where when the finish is in sight, when the finish line is there, you can see it off in the distance. It becomes a little bit less overwhelming, you know.
I'm almost done this one.
I know.
They're gonna be hanging out with me for a while.
I'm okay with that.
I have a tendency of chewing my food so much more than you that I have no idea how it's taken me this much longer.
I know I said it already. But I can kind of appreciate the fact that this is feeling so much more difficult. It puts me in my place a little bit. I can always go for a little
What
kick in the butt. Yeah. Yeah. That's going to make this experience so much more memorable. Is the fact that it felt like this, you know? Yes, this looks like sparkling water, but it is just regular water. Now that with how difficult this is to break down, I am even more happy that this is water and not milk. I am so blown away that you're so far into your last peak. I cannot seem to get this one down. Ooh. If you're still watching, comment a smiley face. Because that's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about a smile, trying to keep myself positive. Trying to keep myself going. I'm thinking, my inner dialogue is think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts. You're not far, you're not too far. So anyways, yeah, comment a smiley face. If you're still watching right now, let us know that you stuck around. My inner dialogue is, how have you fallen this far behind? And I'll be honest, there have been a couple times in the past where we've helped each other out. Unless you think there's absolutely no way you can finish that thing, I'm not helping you out. I can't blame you. I'm gonna be so dehydrated tomorrow. You gotta use that as motivation. We don't get to use this as a piece of victory memorabilia if we're not victorious. That's a reason to finish. Because I want to hold on to that as a great memory and a piece of victory memorabilia. Tell them about the Hershey bar wrappers. My mouth is too full. Mine too. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. No, we actually still have both of the wrappers for the 5-pound Hershey's bar from that challenge, so that like we could just have them as a piece of memorabilia. Like hope maybe one day. The one's in really good condition. One's ripped in a part, but like hoping maybe that they the one that's in great condition will be framed someday and make its way into some, like, I don't know, the takedown room if we're still in here or wherever we end up next. But yeah, no, we have both of those wrappers still on hand. And I want that to join the group. Yeah. We've said in the past that if we get to keep making these videos long term and we can have like, we eventually have the money to like almost, what's that?
Outfit a space.
Yeah, like re-outfit this space, because you know, this is how we first started the channel, and it's how it's gonna have to stay for now, because I don't have $5 for any new decor. I spent it all on the food, eating it that we eat in the videos. But if we could outfit a space, we would do it with some like memorabilia. So we make sure we hold on to some things that are extra special. The Toblerone, if we successfully finish this, would be one of those items. So I actually do have a sparkling beverage in here. So now I'm gonna get extra burpy.
So I accidentally bought key lime when I meant to buy white grape because they're the same color. I'm not gonna lie, the key lime might be coming in clutch right now. It feels very refreshing. If you want to sip, just let me know.
Sure, why not? Good call. I'd rather drink that than milk. I'm really getting on the people that ask about the milk. I used to ask about the milk. They don't get it much often anymore. Nate's just gonna start going on a rampage of talking about all the beverages he'd rather drink besides milk. We're gonna see like a YouTube short and it's like some guy that like lost his mind in a grocery store and just dumped out all the milk. He got a beef. I told you I'd slow down. This thing feels like it will never end. I don't want to get to the base. Oh my god. I'm just gonna call it quits here. All those positivity comments, they're all deleting. All those guys, they're all deleting them. Ooh. These guys took a real turn. You guys used to be so positive in your videos. I went back and deleted all my comments from your videos. You guys are nasty. You are not as positive as I thought you were. I wouldn't blame someone for saying that. I was mocking people 30 minutes ago for being negative in their videos, and here I am. On a scale of who I thought you were to Matt Does Fitness, you're way over on the Matt Does Fitness side now. The good thing about this just being like 10 pounds of food total. I can't break this down. It's become impossible. The thing about when you do a food challenge that actually maxes out your stomach capacity with food is that you have to conserve on liquids. Fun fact, if you care. Like the one person watching right now is like, I don't care. But when you do a food challenge that's well below your stomach capacity, like 5 pounds, I mean, chocolate, like, it presents its own problems, but conserving liquids is not one of them. That's kind of nice. This is when you realize, though, anybody that's willing to comment the smiley face, it'll mean the world. Please still do that. But when I need the smiley face is right now. And this is going to be posted way after this experience has actually happened. We needed to post to Instagram or the community page, hey everyone, please help. Please just send us a smiley face real quick. That would actually be pretty awesome. If you do that in the middle of the food challenge, and then like included it in post. You're doing a great job. Only you know what this demeanor means. I'm also the only person who can offer an ounce of encouragement in this very moment. I appreciate it. But if you know our relationship, there's nothing that I could say to him right now that he would take seriously. Unless I literally put my hand on his shoulder and said, listen, you're gonna make it through. You're gonna do okay. But if I just said what I just said, you're doing a great job. I can only be taken one way. Okay. All right. He's mocking me. He's telling you your demeanor is, you're falling apart right now. Pick it up, buddy. Just a little bit. Listen, you're bringing down the vibe. You're doing a great job. The Takedown tribe needs you to stop being such a... They need you to perk up just a little bit. This is the hardest thing I've done in a long time. I'm just trying to be real. I don't like when you're real. I like when you're positive. But that is the thing about some YouTubers, though, that we say, we're like, I feel like they're enjoying it more than they are, and they're putting on the complaint and the struggle really early for, like, I don't know, for the show, you know, to make things seem more exciting and more, I don't know, like this thing is a little bit more of a show. And so I like the fact that when we do get to the point of struggle, that's really exactly where the struggle begins. When you see misery, pro tip on the Takedown Fun channel, if you see misery, it's real. When you see us starting to be miserable, we're twice as miserable as we're letting on. Oh. This wasn't supposed to happen.
It wasn't supposed to be this hard.
This was supposed to be easy.
24,000 calorie chocolate bar wasn't supposed to be this hard.
I have a terrible habit of thinking everything's going to be so easy until I'm like halfway through the video and I'm like, oh shoot, this is getting hard. After we did that Hershey bar video, we got so many requests for this video because everyone's like, oh, I've seen other people try it. They do not do well with it. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll do it someday. We'll do it when we can afford it, when we want to. And, well, we just did a 5-pound Hershey's bar each. We're in no rush. Yeah. Well, we should have done it then. I think at this point I'm opting out of entertaining anyone. I'm sorry. I've got to strictly focus. I've got to strictly focus on the task at hand. Hurry up and finish your bar so you can entertain the people. I'm struggling. Remember earlier in the video where we said we gotta get this thing. We gotta start eating and stop talking because we took a little bit too long getting into it. This is why we said that. Because now I'm falling asleep because I am so tired and the chocolate has officially caused me to crash. Only like a dozen more actual chocolate bar equivalent left. Did we say? So our Milka challenge. How many pounds would that have been? That was 27,000 calories, I think. 11 pounds of chocolate? I think it was between 11 and 12. I think we've asked each other before. I wonder how we'd do with that challenge now. I think that we would fail it now. Maybe not fail. But we'd struggle. Good. We're almost there. I chewed that bite for like 5 minutes. I couldn't swallow it. I wonder though, because that chocolate was far softer and so many different flavors, and it wasn't all chocolate. I think that was the thing that was tremendously like surprising to us when we did the Hershey's bar challenge,
was the fact that, oh yeah, like, we've actually never eaten that much chocolate. Just straight chocolate. Because even with the 100 candy bars challenge, or most candy challenges, you're not only eating chocolate. So let's say you eat, you know, like 200 Reese's cups or something. It's like half of that is peanut butter. More than half of that is peanut butter.
Kit Kat, half of it's wafer.
Exactly. You're not just eating pure chocolate. So I think that that's one of the reasons why that challenge was so difficult to recover from, because it's just pure chocolate. Like 5 pounds of pure, nothing else besides chocolate. Like, it is so much easier to eat 12,000 calories or, you know, however many Reese's cups that is, than it is to do something like this. Whew. Whoever's still watching is so happy this is like coming to a close.
Oh. It's coming to a close, but it will last a while longer. Like, I'm at the point where I'm creating small challenges for myself over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I'm getting through.
Get my tongue.
I just did.
My left side. When I went to go try talking. For anyone who is wondering what it is like to do something like this, those last like 5 bites, dude, whoever has eaten those, you know, wax bottle caps as a kid, you know, they're like, it's like a wax bottle, and it's filled with like a fruit flavored like juice, and like whoever has like tried eating that wax or just like chewing on that wax bottle after the fact, that's what all of those bites just tasted like. It just becomes wax in your mouth and just like won't break down. All right, so I'm done all of the pieces, but if I don't clean up after myself, someone will say that we didn't actually do the whole thing.
I can't promise we won't be here for another 20 minutes. But I'm gonna do my best not to talk much, just so you know.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm done. I'm done mine. If you feel like you very much need help, you just let me know. But with the way that I feel right now, I can't comfortably offer my assistance unless you need it. I'm gonna take my time. I'm just trying to be real. The sense of relief that I feel right now with the fact that that's over, I have to express that.
Okay, his sense of relief comes with my sense of feeling 10 times more overwhelmed.
Take your time.
It's done. It's not that I don't feel comfortable taking my own time, it's that I don't want to take any more time.
I understand. If you'd like, I'll just say shut up, and we'll speed through this part if you want.
To open up another pack of grapes?
Absolutely. I thought I was gonna spruce that bar up a lot more than I did. There's more on this table, or off of this table, than we put on the table, thinking that we would actually have some more fun with the bar before it became tremendously overwhelming. I guess I introed this video very appropriately. I guess play a flashback of that. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not a little nervous right now, because holding this thing is tremendously intimidating. Is there anything I should talk about? Any stories to tell? I'm trying to think of them, and I'm just thinking about how badly I just want to take a nap now. That's something a lot of people have asked us about. Well, like in the past, they're just like, what does one do after something like this? Well, here it is. Crash. Clean up after yourself and crash. And it has happened a time or two where cleaning up after ourselves wasn't in the equation. Yeah. It was, like, especially during pandemic periods, wake up the next day and face what you did the night before. Face the mess that you created, because literally just waddle out of this room, fall down on the couch, and just get the most interrupted night's sleep of your life. Yes, exactly. Wake up at some point like 2 hours later, feeling like all hell. What happened? Where am I? How long has it been? Look at your phone and you're like, oh my goodness, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, if anybody's ever just totally crashed on Thanksgiving after just stuffing your face far too much, far more than you should have. Essentially that, but on a grander scale. We're getting close, guys. Between the texture of that bar, how difficult it was to eat, in addition to the fact that we ate a regular Toblerone, however you pronounce it, beforehand, and the amount that we talked, this experience has become significantly longer than the Hershey's bar video that we thought it would be in line with. And that's okay. Lesson learned. And that's okay. For the rest of our lives, we have this story. And that is the reason why we do a lot of what we do now. Is like, in the past, a lot of the food challenges that we did was because we wanted the story. That if this is just a temporary thing, we just run a YouTube channel for a year or two. As something to do, like we said in the grilled cheese video, where we started during the pandemic. It was something to do. Something we could learn how to make a YouTube video. We could learn how to grow our stomach capacities and eat more. We could learn how to do a food challenge. All that stuff. We were like, if this is just something to do to kill time until the world goes back to normal, until the world opens back up, at least we'll have some experiences we could talk about for the rest of our lives. Like eating every cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. We talk about it all the time. Whenever anyone mentions the Cheesecake Factory in our normal lives, we like to talk about it. It's whenever we talk about Hershey's, or it comes up in conversation, or someone mentions something about a Hershey's bar, or is eating a Hershey's bar. What do you think we talk about? We both ate a 5-pound one of those once, and so it's like, we like to be able to create experiences for ourselves that we can talk about for the rest of time. And this is one of those things. Mm-hmm. Now we can check it off of our bucket list, and then whenever anyone ever mentions a Toblerone, we will talk about this very video, which is also one of the reasons why we've kind of been doing some of the videos we've been doing lately, because it's fun to just kind of answer questions for yourself and bring everyone along for the ride. It's like especially the gourmet versus grocery. Man, we've had some awesome stuff from the Walmart bakery. Mm-hmm. Could it hold up to higher quality versions? Because you always eat those things at completely separate points in time. No. It's like, on Christmas Day you're eating the stuff from the local bakery. On your birthday you're eating stuff from the local bakery. It's like if you've got if you're on vacation, you go to those local spots, you spend a little bit more money, have fun. And then all the other times you're just eating the grocery store, but you never get them side by side to know just how drastically different they really are from one another. And so it's a fun experience for us to have while also filming the process, and it's a great story to be able to tell and be able to know just how different certain things are. So anyways, yeah. So it's something like this is one of those things that we really wanted to do for a while, especially after we did the Hershey's bar video, which was the #1 thing that we wanted to do. And we knew that this existed, but that was the one that we wanted to do first, or that took priority in our own our minds, and we were more curious about it. And then once we got all the requests for it, we're gonna have to do it someday. And now it's just great to finally have that experience under our belts. My mind's not working, so if that was absolutely everywhere, I don't even know if that was a 10-minute rant or if it was 10 seconds. It makes sense to me.
I think we're out of massive Hershey, massive chocolate bars. I really hope so. Yeah, that's a good timestamp. Sometimes we do try to make sure that we mention something in the video that we can use as a timestamp for when we inevitably get the people that are like, oh yeah, just another massive Hershey's bar, or massive chocolate bar. We're like, well, there's the timestamp. We hope that this is the last one we do for a very long time. Yeah. There it is, said. We got ourselves out of it. Oh. I'm almost completely out of liquids. You need some of this? You mean it not? I have just a touch more like plain water in that other one. Alright. That's 60 fluid ounces. 66 fluid ounces, actually. Yeah. 68. If you round that number. 68. I'll round up. We rounded up this this Toblerone bar. I think it's 9.9 something pounds. 9.92, I believe, which is essentially 10 pounds. But with the addition of these things, how much are these? 3.5. So that's 7 ounces for the two of those, in addition to the 9.92. Ooh, you're there. He's there. And the one person that committed to actually watching this video in its entirety is just like, just as relieved as we are. All my energy is going towards, I just need my mouth to break this down just enough for me to swallow it. And all this person's energy is going towards, please stop, please stop. The second they're done. I did it. These videos are fun because it's a challenge for us to complete the thing, and it's a challenge for you guys to watch it. And that was like in that longest mukbang challenge. We had a lot of subscribers that commented like, you underestimate us, you know. It's like a lot of us actually watch the whole thing, and we're like, well, we see the audience retention graphs, so you are like 1 of 5. You know, it's like when you comment saying like, oh no, you underestimate your subscribers. It's like, no, we underestimate about like 0.1 of you guys, because 99.99% of people just kind of skipped around or just tuned out when they wanted to, which we do not blame you for. But there was one subscriber who went through the entire video, timestamped the entire 2-hour video, which means they really did watch the entire thing. And I'm just like, I cannot believe that someone would take on that challenge and actually do that. So there's probably 1 or 2 people out there that actually watch this thing from beginning to end, that are just as relieved, like I said, as we are to have finished this thing. And we hope that yet one person enjoyed it. I hope that you did. Yeah. On that note, I'm done. Nice. Like the video, please. Yes. We're going to be feeling this one tomorrow, and we are sure, while you may not hear about the repercussions of it immediately, just like the 5-pound Hershey's bar, there will eventually come a point where you'll hear it all. How did that go for you? We'll tell the tale someday. Yeah. That was crazy, though. In its entirety, the 10-pound Toblerone has been completed on camera. It is done. Not by one person, but by 2. And that feels pretty good, because I think that the halfway point is pretty much where anybody has gotten. But luckily, we did eat that additional one at the beginning, like we said. So we are most likely the people who have eaten the most Toblerone out of anyone that's ever existed. How did we forget to mention the fact that we did mukbang with the munchies, the longest mukbang challenge, with a Toblerone bar, front and center, and never touched it, never ate it. I feel like this is almost to honor the people that made their way through that entire video and never got to see us eat that bar. This one's for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Watch more candy videos down below. We'll leave a playlist. Yeah, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We will see you again, hopefully, if we survive this one, real soon. Oh, jeez. God, that was so much harder than I thought it was. That was overwhelming, dude. Whoa. Oh.